What's up there, my peoples? Welcome to Pages of Ascension. This is going to be an unboxing video for Wisdom of the Oracle Divination cards. These are by Colette Baron-Reid. So, this is a 52 card deck, and it's interesting because I've actually been looking for this particular deck for 2 years now. 2 years. I saw it used with some fellow YouTube readers before I actually decided to become a YouTube reader myself. And the only thing I could remember was the back of this card, and I just, for whatever reason, no one ever listed them. No one seemed to say what deck that they were using, and if they did, I probably missed it. But so yeah. so I just recently saw another reader using them, and again, didn't mention the name of it. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to use what keywords I can to actually look up and see what these cards are. So I looked up Oracle cards, Nautilus on the back. And this is one of the ones that came up. And I realized that this was the deck. So I am particularly excited to be doing this unboxing video for you, as I am deeply attracted to the Nautilus and Phi and the Fibonacci sequence, golden ratio, sacred geometry, all that. That's like legit up my alley. So seeing this and then finding out that it was by none other than Colette Baron-Reid, I knew that this was going to be a freaking phenomenal deck. And let me tell you, just looking through it and looking through the book, this is a deck that is definitely not going to disappoint. Yeah, it's very, very detailed. So I'll go through my usual spiel here for y'all. I'll talk about the cards themselves and what they were made, or what they're made out of. Excuse me, it's been a really long day. What they're made out of, and then I will shuffle the deck accordingly and pull a card and read the full explanation of that particular card out of the deck, just to give you an idea of how the book itself is formatted. Okay, so this is a deck that's produced by Hay House, and it's a good, sturdy box. So I'll probably be actually storing these cards in the box. Yeah, so there's the front. And back. If you want to pause that and read it, you can. And if I'm not mistaken, she might actually have done her own version of an unboxing for her deck, Colette Baron-Reid. So definitely look for her as well. I actually think it's important when choosing a deck, if you can, get more than one opinion. Like, look at more than one unboxing video. Don't just look at mine and say, okay, Tia said it was this, so it's got to be good. Seriously, get multiple opinions to help form your own. And especially if the author is going to do an unboxing video, look at the author's unboxing video. Like, real talk, okay? So that said, here we've got the book here. It is bound. This is a super chunky book, so I think this is a very entailed Oracle deck, and I cannot wait to pull a card and see what comes up. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and show each of the cards on camera. Let me pull this just a little bit closer because, you know, I'm vertically challenged. And there we go. So I tend to not talk. Sometimes I do. Those of you that have watched these before, you know the deal. So here we go. God, these are phenomenal. I'm understanding why I was so drawn to this deck. Like, it truly is. It's breathtaking. Mm, this card is particularly interesting for me right now. Because I know that there's a storm brewing. I just don't know where it's coming from yet. Got a pretty good idea, but any hoodle. Side note, I really like her representation of all the owls. There's a significant amount of owls in this deck, and they have become something of a an animal totem or guide for me this last year. And of course, for those of you that have watched other unboxing videos, you know how I feel about things like inclusivity in the deck. And this is an inclusive deck. It's got animals, it's got people from all walks of life, all nationalities. The imagery is just beautiful. It's very balanced. You can tell it was well thought out. And what I noticed is that there is a face in nearly every single one of these cards. There is a hidden face. I won't point it out. If you want to see it, go ahead and get the deck for yourself and play with it. But there is a face in nearly every single one of these cards, which is just super cool. That provides its own prompts for channeling. So just to throw it out there, if you have made it this far into the video, I would really appreciate a like. It keeps me inspired, lets me know that there's people out there that's actually getting something valuable out of me doing these unboxing videos. I have my own reasoning for doing these unboxing videos, and maybe someday I'll actually make a video about that. But for right now, you know, my channel is still super small, and I would really appreciate your support. Beautiful. That's a Bengal cat. Can I totally put that? There we go. So I will warn you, this is going to be a slightly longer of a video, just because her explanations in this particular book, there's several parts to it. So I want to make sure I go through those for you, just to give you an idea of the layout of the cards, or excuse me, the way the explanation in the book is. And you know, some decks are kind of what I would call like a plug and play. You can go through them once and basically kind of get the point. I still make it a habit to look in the book anyway, just because, you know, as I said it in other videos, creating a deck of tarot cards is very, very expensive. And you know, there's a lot of thought, at least most often for most decks out there. I'll say there's a good deal of thought and time that goes into creating these as well. So the imagery that an author chooses to express something was chosen for a reason, and sometimes that might not come through so clearly for me because I can only view things through my lens, correct? So even if I choose not to use the descriptions out of the book, in a deck of cards, I still feel like it's worth at least honoring the time and effort and love that was put into making the decks that I purchase, to at least review them once, you know, at the very least. This particular deck is one that I'm going to be priming for quite some time, just because of how intricate it is. I have another Colette Baron-Reid deck, and I'm quite literally still priming that deck. And maybe I'll actually make a video about how to prime your deck. If there are those of you that are interested in learning to do that, or what I'm talking about when I say that, go ahead and give me a comment down below. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's a soulmates card. Penguins say mate for life. And there's another owl. That's a very happy barn owl. They always kind of look like they're smiling. This reminds me a lot of the Eight of Cups, that card. This is so, oh my goodness. I haven't figured out what my favorite card is yet because I haven't played with them enough yet, but yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And now I understand, after actually being able to get into the deck and actually see the artwork up close, exactly why I was so drawn to it. They're very intricate. There's a lot going on in every single card, even the most simple one. There's plenty of prompts here. If you're a visual person, you will definitely get a kick out of this deck. Wow. And all the spirals. All right, we got two more. Now one more. All right, and our last card. Okay, so that's really cool. I'm able to shuffle the cards the way I prefer to shuffle the cards, which is to the side. I've got smaller hands, so sometimes shuffling like this isn't so easy. However, if your hands are about the size of mine, it won't be too difficult to do that with at least half of the deck. The whole deck, I'm not sure. We'll see here in a moment when I try. I just want to get them shuffled up really good. Before we pull a card, yeah, so the card stock it's a little thick, but it's not like, these are cards that'll actually wear down really, really well based on the card stock. They remind me of the John Holland deck. I often use that for my weekly readings. I don't have it within arm's length right now. But the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland, it actually reminds me a lot of that particular deck, and it's stock when you first open it. So yeah, if your hands are about the size of mine, like mine are about, my palm really does cover the deck, then you'll be okay shuffling that way. But for those of you who have smaller hands, it might be a little tough. Okay, I guess we have our card. That was not very long at all. Oh, Loyal Heart. So this is the card that we got that I'm going to read. It's number 35. So for those of you that are into numerology and happen to stumble on this video, that is a number 8. That may mean something for you. Okay. So, like I said, this book is like super chunky, okay? There's a lot of thought put into this. So it's actually got a list of all her other decks in this book. And actual books that she has. You actually get a table of contents with this deck. Sorry, let me try to make that a little bit more visible for you. And a message from Colette about the cards and how to use the cards. Basically her intent, it seems like, about the cards. She does go through how they work, or at least what the intention was to work with them, how you can work with them. If you're new to Oracle card reading or any card reading, she does go through at least an exercise to help prepare yourself. She talks about basically cleansing your space, whether that's through a mantra or through sound, or through a prayer, which she actually has in here. She goes over a couple of spreads, but there's no picture as to what those spreads would look like. So say she's saying doing a 3 card, she doesn't give that visual of 3 cards and how they should be laid out or how they can be laid out, which is not a bad thing. And quite frankly, I think that's better, because it leaves it up to you. Okay. So each card has multiple meanings. 5 meanings to be exact: the essential meanings, the oracle message, the relationship message, prosperity message, and protection message. And you can use these based on the circumstances or the question that you've posed in your reading. So the essential meanings would be the core concepts the card represents, and they are all aspects of human experience. Let's see here. I'm just going to summarize these, okay? Because I already know it's going to take me a moment to read through all of these. So the oracle message, it's a general answer to a question. And this is in that instance where you pulled a card and you wanted to use this card to hone in on your meditation. That's when you would want to read the oracle message itself before you started to actually focus on the intent for your meditation. The relationship message, it says you'd want to read that after you check the general oracle message. But this isn't going to be good to ask about details about that person, about the person that you're dealing with or the person that your client is dealing with. And really, that's a lot of oracle cards. Like, some people are very talented, and there's some readers are very talented in the fact that they can get that from oracle cards. I'm not someone who necessarily will get like looks of a person from oracle cards, but I can definitely gain a lot of traits. Usually that'll happen with like the color symbology and the energy. And for me, the numerology is very big for me as a reader. And really, if I'm looking for those kind of details, that's when I actually will go to the Lenormand for that. And that's a whole separate divination system. So I'm not going to get too far off track here. And then we have prosperity message. And prosperity message is intended to focus on your career, creative projects, and anything related to business or finances. The next we have is the protection message. Excuse me. And that would be if the card came out in reverse. So that means this particular deck of cards does integrate reversals into some of their messages. Now, a lot of people, especially when you're new to both Oracle and Tarot, you'll be like, oh my gosh, a reversal's got to be bad. Not all reversals are bad. Okay, so take that, whoever said that, however you managed to come up with that idea, and throw it out. Not all reversals are bad. Okay. But the way she has it laid out in this particular deck, it's to provide a message of protection. So it's not to be feared or discarded, as she says here. They serve to help you avoid difficulties and to remind you that you are loved and guided even when you lose your faith due to temporary circumstances. Okay. She goes through a couple of example readings in here. Again, essential meanings. Yeah, a couple of different messages or examples rather, as to how to read certain cards based on example questions either that you might pose, your client might pose, or just general pulls. Okay. So this is again a hardbound book. There was a lot put into this deck, which it makes so much more sense now why I was so drawn to this particular deck. So we've got 35 here, which is Loyal Heart. That's what I'm going to read. It's both of these pages and the back, so, get your popcorn. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit longer of a video. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So Loyal Heart, essential meanings: fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. So those are going to be your keywords or your prompts, okay? So the Oracle's overall message here, it says, evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. Hell yes. Can we get it? Amen on that. Like it if you claim it. All right. So then the next section would be the relationship message. Okay. And that says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. As you are you loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Okay, so then it goes to the prosperity message, and that states your long term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions, where your aspirations for success assume form and reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. That is absolutely beautiful. So, those would be, again, you got your keywords there, the general oracle message if your if your question is relationship based, and then your prosperity message again being for like work and career and finances. Okay, so now we're going to go into the protection message, which would be if this card had come out in reverse. Okay, so it says, are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a signal that it is time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust and have no place in your life. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you. Make some room. Gosh. Okay, so even for that to be a reversal card, that's a truly beautiful message. Truly beautiful message. It's like the nicest way to say that everyone's not for you. You need to trim the fat, basically, okay? So that is what we've basically got here. Oh, okay, so in the back, let me take that back for a second. In the back, there is actually a message back here that's directly from the artist who helped Colette create this deck. And so the cover design is Trisha Bridenthal. The cover illustrations is Jenna Della Grata. I'm going to butcher this name. Della Grattagilia. Sounds very Italian. And the person that took the photo of Colette Baron here on the back is Krista Mayola. So, yeah, they've got some information about the artist and a way to contact her. They give you a little bit more information about Colette Baron-Reid in the back, and that is the book. It's very hardy. This will hold up really, really nicely over a long period of use. So that said, 23 minutes in, I did warn you it was going to be a little bit longer of a video. If you've made it this far, I'd appreciate a like. Go ahead and share this if you know someone who's also been interested in grabbing this deck. That is the Wisdom of the Oracle Divination cards by Colette Baron-Reid. And if you enjoyed this and you want to keep up for when I'm doing new unboxing videos, go ahead and hit subscribe because there's more where that came from, okay? So thanks for joining me. Got gratitude for each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.